One of the big questions that home buyers have when they're going through the process, especially for the first time, is when should I actually reach out to a mortgage lender? This video is going to break that down, explain the process, the timing, and why it's so important to be in touch early on. Welcome into the Smart Mortgage Show. I'm Ben George with Bill Litton, Regional President at Cross Country Mortgage. Got a good show for you today as we're going to break down the timing of working with someone like Bill as you're looking to get into a home. Bill, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, Ben. Doing really good. Enjoying the summer, staying busy. No complaints over here.
Well, I got a good topic today. I want to kind of go through the process of when someone should reach out to you. We talk about this all the time, but if you're a home buyer, chances are you probably haven't done this much at all, possibly. And if you have, maybe it's been a number of years since you've gone through this process. So again, a refresher is always good as well. But we're talking about when you should reach out. And, I think there's a few different questions here that I want to kind of work through with you, Bill, and kind of get into a little bit of a deeper discussion on when and why you want to reach out. But just kind of starting off, the basic question of when you should do this. Is it, hey, my offer's been accepted, I need to reach out, or I want to get a pre-approval letter, I need to reach out? And when should you initiate those conversations?
Well, I think that when your ability to purchase a home relies heavily on borrowing the money to do so, I think it's one of the first things that you would want to do because it has such a big impact on A, if you can buy the house, B, how strong your offers can be, C, how does this mortgage fit into your financial picture with your budget and your financial plan overall. So I think that it's probably, and when you're working with a realtor, all good realtors are going to immediately say, are you pre-approved? Are you happy with the pre-approval? If you're not pre-approved, definitely something you want to do up front immediately.
Well, I think one of the questions that comes up and one of the concerns people have is just, when shopping for that lender, the credit checks that pop up. And I know there's concern about, hey, if you're getting all these credit checks, it could ding your credit a little bit. Obviously, credit's an important pillar of the home buying process and getting a mortgage and the rate that you secure. But how do the credit checks work? Do you get a hard credit check as soon as you get that pre-approval? Does it happen again when the offer's accepted? Or even if you decide, oh, I'm going to get a pre-approval from company A, but as we're shopping around, I'm actually going to go with company C for my mortgage. Does that mean another credit check for me? How does that process work?
Yeah. So in essence, it depends on the lender. So give you our company as an example. We do a soft credit pull for most of our pre-approvals. We don't need to do a hard credit check until you're under contract. Once you're under contract, we'll pull a hard credit. So there are lenders that they need to pull a hard credit check from the very beginning, even to give you a pre-approval letter. To be honest with you, I don't think that it's a bad thing to get your credit pulled by a lender, even if it's a hard credit check. You can get several hard credit checks within a certain period of time, and it only counts as one inquiry. The amount of information that you should get from that credit check far outweighs any negative impact. And really, a hard credit pull might impact your credit score by a point or two. It's very minimal impact. So definitely don't shy away from that.
Talking about when to reach out and be in touch and shop for a mortgage lender. If someone is in the process and maybe they know, okay, I've got really good credit, I've got a good income, I got a pretty good idea of what I can afford. Maybe I'm conservative on what I can afford. So I'm not that concerned with the pre-approval because I feel like I'll have a competitive offer and I've got a pretty good feel about where I am. What are the risks of maybe waiting until the very end to secure that mortgage lender, Bill? Is there anything you need to keep in mind?
Well, I would say that just that if you're not in the industry and you don't have all the up-to-date, super accurate information, what you think might be the right payment or the right down money, or it might not be, right? You might be surprised that you have to put more down or that the rates are a little higher than you thought, the payments are higher. You might, if you have PMI, you might not be accounting for that correctly. So I think for a budget item that's as impactful as the mortgage payment, which is the largest payment you'll probably ever have, you want to have really accurate information to make really good decisions. not once you're under contract, because now you've already agreed to buy the house and you're going to be stuck with the payment. It's let's get good information before we even start going out so we can start targeting the right homes based on the money that you can put down, your credit score and interest rate, how that's going to affect payments, how that's going to affect out of pocket. And then once you've honed in on the right house, then it's like, okay, before I make the offer, I want to, triple check with the lender. I want to make sure that the payment information and the cash out of pocket they give me is super accurate before you sign the contract, before you've agreed to buy the house, before you're obligated to buy the house. So I think for even folks with great credit and a lot of money down, and it makes sense to get pre-approved as early in the process as possible. And I've had before where people are in great shape, but there was a little tweak here or there that we helped them with that saved them money. So definitely, we always say mortgage, it's never too soon to start the mortgage planning process.
And I think that's the other part of this discussion too, Bill, is that a good mortgage lender is going to be able to help you out and provide value along the way too, right? It's not about just running the numbers and saying, okay, here's what you can afford to pay. Come see me when you found your house. I mean, there's you work alongside that person as they're going through the process, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, we do hear it a lot where the lender's kind of like, all right, the next step for us is call us when you're under contract. And I'm like, we want to be as helpful as we can with the decision making process, all the decisions that are made before you get under contract. So there's a lot of work and a lot of information we can provide between pre-approval and getting under contract. Let's not cut that out. That's probably the most important phase of the process.
Yeah, that's the other thing to remember about why you want to start that shopping process early for a lender, find the right one, and they can help you along the way much more than just running the numbers for you. So if you want to get in touch with Bill, learn how Cross Country Mortgage can help you out, you can begin that process by texting LEND, the word LEND, to 21,000. And you can get on Bill's schedule that way, or all the contact information in the show description as well. You can log on smartmortgageshow.com to learn more. But either way, we appreciate you watching. Hopefully this has been helpful for you if you're a first-time home buyer or just forgot about some of the nuances of the process. Hopefully this paints a better picture for you and why it's so important to work with that lender early on. All right, Bill, thanks for the time.
Thanks so much.
This program is for informational purposes only. Please consult a qualified professional before taking any action. Bill Litton is a loan advisor and regional president with Cross Country Mortgage, NMLS number 147060.